A country at the center of the map and the center of the storm perhaps, Turkey sits between Europe, the Middle East and Asia, a perfect location for trade, energy routes and diplomacy. But today, Washington sees something else here, basically a partner it cannot rely on, a NATO ally that behaves like a rival and a state playing both the sides of every single conflict. Hello and welcome to TimesXP. I am Driti Atri and the US now faces a hard question. Can Turkey be trusted? Let's talk about the issues here. First problem, Turkey's open support for Hamas, right? This is where the alarm bell rings. Turkey hosts Hamas leaders openly, let them hold the rallies, allow speeches attacking Israel, cut trade with Israel, even restrict the flights. Washington looks all of this and says that how can a country that protects Hamas help stabilize Gaza? The answer is simple, it cannot. And that's why every US plan for the day after the Gaza war completely excludes Turkey from any security role. Now let's talk about the big global project here, the IMEEC, and why Turkey is very angry about it. So last year at the G20 summit, the United States, India, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Israel and Europe, they announced a bold idea. The India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor, IMEEC, a super corridor that moved goods from India to ports in the UAE and Saudi Arabia, across Jordan into Israel's Haifa port and onward to Europe through Cyprus and Greece. Wait, here's the critical detail. IMEEC completely bypassed Turkey and Ankara hates that. This corridor threatens Turkey's dream of being the main gateway between East and the West. Question time. What is Turkey doing now? Here's Turkey's counter move. Pull the trade back through US. Turkey is pushing to rival land routes. A new Iraq-Turkey development road and second route connecting the Gulf to Turkey via Syria and Jordan. The goal is obvious. Steal IMEEC traffic, shift global trade away from Israel, Greece and Cyprus, bring it all back through Turkish territory, but the US sees it as a very dangerous trap. Here's the US warning, if we depend on Turkey again, we will lose. That's right, America spent years depending on Turkey as a transit gate. And Turkey used that leverage just to delay NATO decision, bargain for defense deals, pressurize Washington, threaten Europe and flip between Russia and the West. Now here the US has learnt a lesson. Do not pull all your eggs in Erdogan's basket. If IMEEC goes through Turkey, then the US becomes dependent on a partner that changes its position every single month. Then comes the weapons drama here, S-400, F-16s and F-35 mess. That's right, Turkey shocked NATO by buying Russia's S-400 air defense system. That's the same system designed to track American aircraft. Now Turkey wants new F-16 jets, upgrades and maybe even a return to the F-35 program. But here's the problem, Turkey. F-35 is Israel's strongest military advantage. The US cannot risk American or Israeli stealth aircraft being tracked, studied or compromised by Turkey's Russian-made S-400 radar. And this is why Washington is really hesitant, suspicious and cautious. Now comes the Eastern Mediterranean, where Turkey fights with every single one. Turkey disputes maritime borders with Greece, Cyprus, Israel. It challenges gas exploration, disrupts the drilling plan and fights over underground cable. Now every time Turkey sends a ship into disputed waters, well, investors panic, energy firms retreat, projects stall, Europe gets nervous. The IMEEC depends on the Israel-Cyprus-Greece axis. Turkey repeatedly tries to break it. But here, time is every single thing. 2026 is the year Greece and Cyprus took over the European Union presidency. And this is a huge twist. Both Greece and Cyprus will lead the European Union soon. Both have massive shipping fleet. Both support IMEEC's original route. Now, if the corridor stays on track, then Europe will push policies like protect maritime law, speed up energy pipeline, support Israel, Cyprus and Greece, and strengthen IMEEC. Now, Turkey sees this future and wants to block it. What the US must decide now is this is not about punishing Turkey here, this is about protecting American interest. Washington's strategy is becoming clearer here. Keep Turkish forces out of Gaza, build the IMEECs through India, Gulf, Israel, Cyprus and Greece. Give Turkey advanced weapons only if it changes behavior. Work with partners that fit into the US goals and not fight them. Turkey can still be a partner but not the center of the plan here. So here's the bigger picture, ladies and gentlemen. Under Erdoğan, Turkey is a NATO member. Turkey is hosting Hamas. Turkey is buying Russian weapons. Turkey is fighting Greece and Israel. Turkey is disrupting European Union energy plans, demanding the US jets and trying to redirect the global trade corridor. No superpower can build long-term strategy on a partner that is unpredictable. So, here's the final take. For the US, Turkey is not an enemy, but it has become a strategic problem, one that requires clarity, one that requires question and control limits. And in the new world of corridors, energy routes and great power competition, Washington must choose partners who actually want its plans to succeed.